Alright, hey guys, here we are, hole number 6. I'm going to take a look at this one. Now, with this wind, ideally we're going to wind up here on the right of the fairway, kind of as much as possible. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to essentially kind of top spin straight ahead because I kind of want this over to the right-hand side because it's going to kind of straighten up my wind a little bit. Now, what I'll do here to kind of get my distance control down is I'll kind of pick a spot here that you can see with the way that my positioning is. Here's, I'm not even to the +0 yet, so I'm kind of in between clubs, in between the distance. And all I'm going to do is kind of utilize this top spin, maybe just a little bit more than one per ring. And then we're just going to let this fly here. And as I mentioned, I'm just trying to kind of intentionally put it over here to the right, use no curl or anything, because I want to try to straighten up my wind as much as possible. And it's not going to require a lot of distance. So that's one of the main reasons. You can see I'm not bringing extra mile. I'm not even using a lot of topspin. I was maxed out on my quarterback at about 3 bars. And that's all I need to do. So time and time again, if I just put it to that same spot, it's going to roll out to the consistent distance each and every time. And then I can just focus on hitting my perfect ball and also putting that ball inside the center of the shot circle. And what it's going to do, you can see my opponent's trying to kind of blast it up here and get up to this other fairway. He's going to have a very large side wind. All we're going to need to do is kind of play this wind kind of as straight as possible. And you can see I'm right at about the +0 mark here. Very close. Typically I'll use not even a full bar of backspin, just a tiny bit of backspin. And I'll just get my alignment. And I'll need to play pretty close to my max ring adjustment. So for Guardian 4, we're talking about 1.7. I'm not even going to go 1.7. So a little bit under 2 rings. So I'm thinking somewhere around here, 1 3/4. Just a little bit under my max value. It always kind of underplays a little bit on this hole. And if you can get your perfect ball, and if you can get your alignment just the way that it needs to be, you'll see that it comes in here towards the hole and gives you a very good chance for the eagle here. So hopefully you guys can take advantage of this. It does have just a touch of break to the left right at the end. So I was just a little bit light on my adjustment, but you can see how easy of a shot that is. And it's very straightforward. Granted, when we're talking about the rookie tournaments, going up here to the left-hand side like you see my opponent, this isn't a terrible shot or way to go about playing it, but you can just see how straightforward and easy my way is. It's not going to require any kind of overpowering or special clubs or anything like that. I'm playing with a very minimal quarterback and just putting it to a certain distance and, giving it a very good attempt time and time again. So it'll be very consistent for you. And the more that you see the wind, the more likely you will be able to make that correct adjustment. This is only the first time that I've played this hole with these conditions. So the more that I practice it, the better I'm going to get. And it's going to be a very good chance to get it. So good luck there, and I'll see you guys on the next one.